Hi everyone, sorry for the late video. We've been really busy working on the house and I haven't had time to get videos made and edited.
Beautiful, Daddy. You're a big one. You're a big one.
Okay, so here's what we decided to do with the door jambs. We're gonna make them flush with this outside edge of the plywood here, and then install our J channel onto the jamb. We'll have strips of pressure treated wood, 1/4-inch strips that will attach our siding to. It'll come in, sit in here inside that J channel. So what I've done here is I have taken a piece of 5/8 drywall with the Z channel on here. I popped a couple screws in just to hold it in place. And then, so I need to have from here to that edge just a hair under 1 1/4. Probably like a 32nd of an inch. So I'm actually going to cut them at 1 1/4, and then I can shave them down to their final width with the hand plane. So they say measure twice, cut once. Well, I probably measured 5 or 6 times. So I don't want to mess this up. Just double check my So I just kissed it a little bit, just to see. It's actually slightly over 1/4, 1 1/4, like a 64th. So I'll just leave it as is and then make the cut. Over, right on target. So since this board is just so long and cumbersome, I ended up grabbing these rollers from Home Depot. I did a little practice run with just the blade down and just pushed it, and it seems like to work pretty good. I can keep it against the fence, and so we'll give this a shot now with these supports. All right, that went really well. There was a little bit of burning right here at the start, but that should come out when I plane it down. I mean, if not, I can just, that'll be my hidden side, but I'm pretty sure it'll come out. All right, I'm gonna go do the second one. All right, another great cut. No burning on this one. I gotta say, I mean, in my personal opinion, cherry is such a beautiful wood. And look at that. Do more stuff with cherry. It's gorgeous. The next step, we got Sugatsune hinges for all the doors, and we need to cut a mortise on the door jamb and the door. I used a Forstner bit to cut most of the material away, and then used a router to cut the rest of that material away. The depth of these holes is the depth that I'm trying to get to.
Okay.
You can't cut it all at once. It would just bog down the router. It wouldn't be able to handle it. So, and you also, for the top part, because you have this template here, you have to have your blade kind of set so it's just taking that, can you see there, where it's just taking it like at the same height as the template, that red portion. Like if you were down here like this, then you wouldn't cut away the top part of the wood. You have to be at the same height as your template or just beyond it a little bit so that you cut at least that very top layer of wood off. And then after that, then you can just continue to go down. So I'm gonna move it down a little bit more, cut away some more wood, and then I'll switch out my blade to the next size. So this will do most of the cutting, and then this can't get all the way down. It has to be 28 millimeters deep. So the final like 2 millimeters will be done with this blade. I start with the thin one, the smallest one, cut a little bit away just to get the top layer off. And then I use this same one for here, the little ears, because that's only 10 millimeters deep. And that's the smallest router blade I have. And I could cut 5 millimeters and do another 5 millimeters. All right, I'm gonna put these door jambs together today and install them in the rough opening. What I'm gonna do is just here on the table, I'm gonna pre-drill the holes in the backside, counterbore those as well with a Forstner bit, and then carry all 3 pieces over to the door, assemble there, and then lift it into place. Just because it's so heavy and cumbersome, I can't move it as one piece. All right, the Jamb is fully installed. Everything is plumb and square and level. I have, so the door is, 1 3/4 right around here. It's gonna sit flush with this outside or this inside edge. And then, actually, I think I made a mark. So 1 3/4 is right there. And then there's gonna be another, I'm gonna rip down a piece of wood that's this leftover cherry here. I'm gonna take like, gonna keep it at 1.5 inches thick and maybe do like 1/2 inch piece. Half inch or 3/4, something like that. Something that I could put, it's wide enough to put weather stripping on. So, 1.5 inches is somewhere right around here. So what I've done is I've put 2 fasteners in here, one 2 inches in and one at 6 3/4 from this edge. So 2 inches and 6 3/4. And I only put it in 2 there, 2 there, and 2 there, and same on the other side. I have another 2 that I need to drill here and here and here and here, because they need to be every 14 inches on center, and then they need to sit in. So I've recessed them in by drilling a counter bore with a Forstner bit that I'll plug after inspection. So when they recess, they do sit in the minimum, 1 1/4 inches into the buck. But I think I'm gonna get, actually, these are 2.5 inch long, number 10 exterior stainless steel screws. I think I would feel more comfortable if I got a longer screw. So I don't know if I want to do like do a 3-inch screw. I'll see what, just what's at the Home Depot or whatever. See what they have available, what the pricing is on it. I think at least a 3-inch, I would just feel more confident. But it's, it's on there and it's held in place for now. So that's basically what I need to do. Is I also need to put in screws up top, there, and there. 6 inches in from this side, 6 inches in from this side, and 1 right in the middle. And then I obviously need to put a set of screws there, and there to be 14 inches on center, which is the specification for Florida. It's in there, it's held in place, so it's not going anywhere right now. All I would need to do is just pull out the screw that's in there, put in a longer screw, and it's good to go. And it is proud of this wall by 3/4 inch, roughly. I have my dummy piece of drywall, not super fancy or anything, but it helps me get the spacing right on this for when the drywall is going to go in. These I'm just going to pull out. They were just for holding the gap, even around. So those will come out when I'm done. But yeah, it's good to go. I need to take these hinges off here. Oh, this is going to be easy because all I need to do is cut a piece of wood that'll fill this gap, because there's not going to be a hinge here. Fill this once I take the hinges off with just some wood, paint it black, and then the actual hinges will be somewhere right around here. I marked it there. I think it's there where that pencil, right there. You can't see it in the camera, but I'll cut the pocket for that and then install this. It's install the door in. Yeah, it came out really nice. And I'm pretty sure, hopefully I only need the 2 hinges. All the screws are installed. With the longer, I got a 3 1/8 inch screw. Now I'm going to remove these hinges and cut the pocket for the Sugatsune hinges here and around in here, and install this door. All right, I have the door installed. I just need to go through and make adjustments on the hinges. Looks like it needs to go, this end basically needs to go, or like the top here needs to go in this way a little bit, like a 1/16 of an inch to lift up, and then I'll lift up this end a little bit. Yeah, right now I have operated it without the door stud on there, and it swings very smoothly, so I'm just gonna go ahead and make some adjustments.
Wow.
ドアがついたね。
I can't lift, I can't tilt the door anymore this way. I've run out of adjustment. I think I have to just sand the bottom a little bit. Close the door. Slowly. Huh?
One end is tight or entire?
Yeah, this end. So this, I think this end is down a little bit. The door is, sagging just a tiniest. Before I couldn't even close it, but I've made adjustments, so now it seems like it's pretty. Yeah, I can actually close it now, but I can't. So I can't lift. I can't tilt the door anymore this way. I've run out of adjustment. I think I have to just sand the bottom a little bit.
Are you sure that floor is flat and then the board is flat?
No, I mean it could be lifted up here, but I know the door is like when I take this out and it's not supported on this end, it's a little bit tilted this way. Like it's not, it definitely is hanging down, sagging down. Just in this video, I'm trying to still figure out how to adjust the hinges. I eventually did figure out the way they work and the adjustments work, and was able to get the door all aligned. I did sand it a little bit, but ended up actually just cutting the bottom of the door off some, because once I added the door sweep to the bottom, it was really tight, so I had to shorten the door. And I did the same thing for all the other doors. I cut the bottom off by about 3/4 of an inch so that you can actually close them.
Put
this down.
I big one.
In the next video, I'll be showing you where I cut the door stops using the leftover cherry and then installing those with weather stripping.